The rhythmic hum of airplane engines echoed in my ears as the cab pulled away from the airport. Manhattan's skyline loomed in the distance, its brilliance muted by the late hour. I shifted in my seat, pulling my coat tighter around me. Something knotted my chest, a heaviness I couldn't place. Lauren hadn't answered my last few calls. She'd claimed she was busy, her new marketing role demanding long hours and endless energy. I wanted to believe her, I needed to believe her. But a shadow of doubt had been creeping into my thoughts for weeks. Our marriage hadn't always been like this. Just a year ago, we were celebrating our 5th anniversary in Napa, sipping wine and laughing like we were still newlyweds. But life had a way of eroding even the strongest foundations. As the cab turned onto our street, the familiar comfort of home settled over me. The brownstone was quiet, its windows dark, except for a soft glow upstairs. Strange. Lauren hated staying up late. I paid the driver and climbed the steps, my heart picking up a beat. The air felt colder as I slid my key into the lock. The moment I opened the door, I knew something was wrong. The usual warmth of home was absent, replaced by an eerie stillness. My suitcase thudded against the floor, but no one called out to greet me. Then, I heard it. A low murmur drifted from upstairs voices, laughter, and the unmistakable sound of clinking glasses. My stomach churned. I moved quietly, my footsteps muffled by the thick carpet on the stairs. As I neared the bedroom, the sounds grew louder, clearer. A man's deep chuckle. Lauren's soft melodic laugh, the one I hadn't heard directed at me in months. I pushed the door open before I could second-guess myself. Lauren sat on the edge of our bed, her silk robe slipping from her shoulders. Across from her, a man lounged casually shirtless, his confidence evaporating the moment he saw me. The room froze. David, Lauren's voice broke, panic flashing across her face. I stared at her, my chest heaving. What the hell is going on here? She scrambled to her feet, her hands outstretched as if to ward off my fury. It's not what it looks like. Don't you dare insult me with that cliché. I snapped, my voice raw. The man muttered something under his breath, fumbling for his clothes. I turned to him, my fists clenched. Don't move. He froze, his eyes wide with fear. Lauren stepped between us, her voice rising. David, please just let me explain. I shook my head, the rage boiling over. Explain. Explain how you've turned our marriage into a joke. The days that followed were a fog of anger, humiliation, and pain. Lauren claimed it had been a mistake, a moment of weakness. But I knew better. The man, Ryan, as I'd later learn, wasn't some passing stranger. He was a coworker, a trusted friend she had assured me was harmless. I spent hours dissecting every conversation, every interaction. The late nights at the office. The sudden interest in fitness classes. The unexplained receipts. Every detail that once seemed innocuous now felt like a glaring red flag. Lauren begged for forgiveness, tears streaming down her face. As she swore it would never happen again, but her remorse felt performative, hollow. How many times had she lied before this? How long had I been the fool? Unable to face her, I threw myself into work, staying late at the office or taking on extra projects. But even there, the betrayal followed me. I saw her face in every idle moment, heard her voice in every quiet room. The anger that burned inside me wasn't just for her. It was for myself. For ignoring the signs. For believing in a version of her that no longer existed. One night, as Lauren slept in the guest room, I sat at the kitchen table, a half-empty bottle of whiskey, my only companion. My laptop screen glowed, illuminating the growing collection of evidence I'd gathered. It wasn't enough to confront her. I needed to take control. I started with her phone. She had grown careless, leaving it unlocked on the counter. A quick glance confirmed what I already knew: texts, photos, and even reservations for secret rendezvous. The betrayal ran deeper than I imagined. This wasn't a fling. It was a second life, one built on deception. I didn't confront her immediately. Instead, I began to plan. The dinner party was Lauren's idea, a desperate attempt to maintain appearances. She wanted to prove to our friends and herself that our marriage was salvageable. I played along, smiling through gritted teeth. As I greeted guests and poured drinks, Lauren worked the room like nothing had happened. Her laughter, too loud, her smile too forced. As the night wore on, I excused myself to grab something from the study. When I returned, the projector was set up, the slideshow cue. Ladies and gentlemen, I began raising my glass. I'd like to propose a toast. Lauren's eyes darted, suspicion flickering across her face. To love, I continued, my voice steady. And to honesty. The first slide appeared a photo of Lauren and their hands intertwined. Gasps rippled through the room. Lauren shot to her feet, her face pale. David, stop this. But I didn't. Slide after slide revealed the depth of her betrayal. Texts, photos, even emails she thought she had deleted. By the time the slideshow ended, the room was silent. Lauren stood frozen, her hands trembling. I placed my glass down, the weight of the moment settling over me. This is what I've been living with. This is what she's done to me. Without another word, I walked out, leaving her to face the consequences. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. Lauren's attempts to reconcile were met with silence. I had nothing left to give. Not forgiveness, not understanding, not even anger. The life we had built was gone, reduced to ashes. But in its place, I found something unexpected: freedom. I moved into a loft downtown, its open spaces and clean lines, a stark contrast to the cluttered memories of our brownstone. I reconnected with old friends, picked up hobbies I had abandoned, and slowly began to rebuild. One evening, as the sun dipped below the skyline, I found myself standing on the balcony, a glass of wine in hand. The air was crisp, carrying the faint hum of the city below. For the first time in months, I felt a sense of peace. Lauren's betrayal had broken me, but it hadn't destroyed me. I had faced the darkness, wrestled with my pain, and emerged stronger. Life was far from perfect, but it was mine, and that was enough.